Happy Tuesday! I'm so excited to start this lesson with you guys today. But before we go on to our actual lesson, we need to review. Now, I have a couple of numbers here, okay? And I want you to tell me what numbers is in the tens place and in the ones place, okay? So, I have the number 56. To write it in tens and ones, what would I write? I would write the 5 in the tens place because the 5 is in the tens place, right? And then the 6 is 6 ones because the 6 is in the ones place. Now what about for number 6? Do I write anything in the tens place? You're right. I leave that blank. And then how many are in the ones place? We'd write 6. Now for the number 20, what would we write? We would just write a 2, right? And a 0 because there is 2 tens and 0 ones because the 2 is in the tens place and the 0 is in the ones place. I have a question for you, okay? Here's my question. How many 1 units make up 1 tens or a rod? You guys are right. 10 units make up a rod. Awesome job. Okay, so do you remember when we did regrouping in addition? What does regrouping mean when we add? You guys are right. We take 10 when there's more than 9 units. We take them away and trade them in for a rod. You guys are right. Well, now, did you know that you can also regroup when you subtract? We're going to do the opposite of what we do for addition. We are going to take away a rod and then add tens, okay? So let's look at our example right here. So we have 5 tens and 3 ones, right? So as I said, we're going to regroup with subtraction. We're going to take one of these away and we're going to put in 10 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now let's add up how many ones I have and how many tens I have. So how many tens do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then how many ones do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 4 tens and 13 ones. So now let's add these up to see if it still equals 53. 4 tens is the same thing as 40, and 13 ones is the same thing as 13, right? So 3 plus 0 is 3, and 4 plus 1 is 5. Isn't that super cool? It is still the same, because you remember how before we had 5 tens and 3 ones? Now we have 4 tens and 13 ones. It is still the same. And we learned how to regroup. Isn't that awesome? In subtraction. We learned how to regroup in subtraction. It is so cool. Okay, right now, I would like you to get out a piece of paper and I want you guys to draw some rods and units. And I'm going to show you how many to draw, okay? And then you're going to write tens and ones, just like how I have on the board here, okay? So I'm going to show you. So I have 3 rods. So you're going to draw 3 rods and 2 units, okay? And then you're going to write you're going to write tens and ones. So the first thing you're going to do is write how many you have, and then you are going to regroup them, okay? So you're going to try to regroup, right? So I want you to pause this video, draw your 3 rods and 2 units, regroup them, okay, for subtraction, and then come back on and we'll do it together, all right? Pause the video right now. All right, so now that you have gotten your answer, let's do this together. So right now, I have 3 10s, whoops, there you go, and 2 1s, and I'm going to regroup. When we regroup, we take 1 away, and then how many do I have to add? Remember, one of these is 10 units, so I'm going to take this out and replace it with 10 of these. All right, let's get them on there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So now, how many do I have? I have 2 10s, and now we need to do the ones. Let's count to see how many ones we have. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. 12 ones. Did you guys get that when you regrouped? I hope you did. Okay, you guys did excellent on that. We're gonna move on to the next part of our lesson. Okay, so we are going to subtract some more numbers today, okay? So I have 2 numbers here. I have 36 and 18. And remember, when you subtract numbers, the bigger number goes on top and the smaller number goes on the bottom. Okay, and remember, when we subtract, we always start with the ones place and then move on to the tens place. So, now look here. We need to take 6, take away 8. Can we really subtract 6 from 8? We can't, because 6 is actually smaller than 8, okay? So, this is what you do when it comes to subtraction. When the number in the ones place on top is smaller than the ones place on the bottom, you need to regroup. And remember, we regrouped in our last part of our lesson, so we need to regroup with this, okay? I have, right now, I'm going to show you, we have 3 10s and 6 1s, right? We need to take away a rod, and how many ones do I need to put over here? You're right, it's 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So instead of 3 10s and 6 1s, what do I really have? I have 2 10s and how many ones? Let's count them. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 ones. Okay? So 2 10s and 16 ones. What we're going to do, we need to do the same for this one down here. We need to write it like that up here. We're going to put a line through the 3 and write a little 2 up here, because now it's a 2, right? And then we're going to cross out the 6. And what number do you think I'm going to write? You're right. I'm going to write 16 because we have now 16 ones. Okay? Do you see that? I wrote a 2 and a 16. So now 16 is bigger than 8, right? So 16 take away 8 is what? You're right. It's 8. 2 take away 1 is 1. Do you see how I did that? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to do one more example for you because sometimes regrouping with subtraction is kind of hard. Okay, let me get it ready for you. So here is my problem. It is 45, take away 26. And remember, the bigger number is on top, and then the smaller number is on the bottom. 45 is bigger than 26. Do you see? I already run into a problem when we start subtracting with ones. 5 is smaller than 6. So we have to regroup. And now, right now, I have 4 tens and 5 ones, which makes 45. So now let's regroup it. We're going to take one of these away, right? And how many ones do I put in once I take a rod away to regroup? Right, it's 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now how many do I have now after I've regrouped? I have 1, 2, 3 tens. How many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ones. Okay? So now I have to do that up here. I first take away the 4 and I write what, friends? I write 3. And then what do I do over here? I cross out the 5 and write what? You're right, 15. Now 15 is bigger than 6, so now I can subtract it. 15 take away 6 is what, friends? You're right. It's 9. Now 3 take away 2 is what? You're right, 1. My answer is 19. Right, so now I'm going to have you guys try it out, okay? Right now, I want you to get out a piece of paper, okay? And this is what you're going to write. Here's my problem that I need to solve. 50 take away 7. And I want you to draw out 5 rods, okay? I want you to subtract these two numbers, and then also down here you're going to regroup 50, all right, with tens and ones, okay? So do that right now. Pause this video and subtract 50 take away 7, just how like I was doing. All right, so now that you have done that, let's solve this problem together. Okay, so 50 is definitely the bigger number than 7, right? Super easy, but look, there's a 0 on top. 0 is smaller than 7, so that means we have to regroup, and I'm going to regroup them right here, okay? So I'm going to take a rod out, right? And how many am I going to put in? I'm going to put in 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now how many do I have? How many tens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And how many ones? Right, I just counted them, right? I have 10 ones. Okay. So now we got to do it up here. 4. We're going to cross out the 5 and put a 4. And we're going to cross out the 0 and write a 10. Now 10 is bigger than 7. So what is 10 take away 7? You're right, it's 3. 4 take away nothing is 4. Yay, I hope you guys got that answer. It's kind of hard to regroup, doesn't it, in subtraction? There's a lot of extra steps in there. Okay, so now it's homework time. You're going to do page 519, 520, 521, and 522. Okay? What you're going to do for 519 and 520 is you're just going to regroup them, okay? You're going to regroup the rods and put them into units, and then you're going to write it down, okay? And you know what? We kind of already talked about number 5, didn't we? Explain when you can regroup tens as ones. We kind of already talked about that, okay? And so you don't need to do number 5, and you don't need to do number 10 or number 11 because we haven't talked about that yet, okay? And then for page 521 and 522, you're going to kind of do the same thing that we just got done doing. You are going to be using your rods to help you figure out how to regroup, and then you're going to write it just how like we were doing. Remember when we crossed out the number and wrote a different number on top? That's what you're going to do there, okay? And for 521 and 522, you don't need to do number 5. But you can definitely do the do you remember part. It's super easy because that's addition. Okay? So good luck with that page. I want you to pause this video right now and come back on tomorrow to watch the next part of our lesson. Bye! Friends, happy Wednesday. So today we're going to continue to practice regrouping, but this time we're going to do it in money, okay? Before we move on, we need to remember something, okay? What is this coin? Okay, so right, it is a dime, and it is worth, you're right, 10 cents. This is a what? A penny, right? And how much is this worth? You're right, 1 cent. So how many pennies equal a dime? You guys are so smart. You're right. 10 of these pennies equals 1 dime. Okay, so now that we've reviewed, we can start our lesson. Okay, so now I have a problem for you, okay? It is 45 cents, take away 28 cents. Now, if I were to have my imaginary line, right? Just gonna write it in. What's on this side? Okay, so right, it's dimes. And what's on this side? Okay, so right, pennies. Just like how we were doing the other day, right? We were subtracting using our rods and our units. And like I said, today we're going to use dimes and pennies, okay? So, do you guys remember the first step? Let's see. Is my bigger number on top? It is. 45 is bigger than 28. But do you see? I have a problem here. The 5 is smaller than 8. Do you guys know what we have to do? You're right. We have to regroup. Okay, so now I have our pennies and dimes down below here. Let me get this written out real quick. See, I have how many dimes? Right, I have 4. Now, how many pennies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pennies. Okay? So, we need to regroup, like I said. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a dime away, right? Because that's how we regroup. And how many pennies am I going to put down? You guys are so smart. You're right. I'm going to put down 10 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I have 10. Now, what numbers do I have now? How many dimes? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 dimes. And now how many pennies? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 pennies. So now we have to regroup it up here. I'm going to erase this because you guys know that imaginary line with our pennies and our dimes so well. So remember what we have to do? We have to cross out the 4. And what number am I going to put up top here? All right, it's 3. And then I'm going to cross out the 5. And what number am I going to put? Is that right? It's 15. So 15, take away 8 is what? 7. And 3, take away 2 is what? 1. You guys are so smart. It is 17. So now that I have showed you how to do it, I'm going to give you one to try by yourself, okay? So right now, I would like you to get out some dimes and pennies, okay? This is the number that we are going to regroup, okay? Here's my equation. 34 take away 15. So this is how much money you need out. You need 3 dimes and 4 pennies, okay? So that's what you're going to write. Get out your sheet of paper as well as the money, okay? You're going to write 34 take away 15, write dimes and pennies, and then regroup them over here, and then do it up top. Okay, and then come back on, and we will do it together, okay? So pause this video right now and do that. All right, so now that you have regrouped and you have found the answer, let's do this together. Before we go on, let's look. Is 34 bigger than 15? It is, so 34 is on top. So let's try to take away from the ones place, or the pennies place. 4, take away 5. You can't do that because 4 is smaller than 5. So that means we have to regroup. Okay, so let's regroup down here. All right, I'm going to take away a penny, or take away a dime, and replace it with what? I'm going to trade it in for 10 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, how many ones, or how many pennies do I have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 pennies. And how many dimes? I just have 2 dimes. So now that we have regrouped them, let's do it up here. I'm going to replace the 3 with what number? You're right, 2. And then I'm going to take that 10 and regroup it over here. I'm going to replace 4 with what number? You're right, 14. So 14, take away 5 is what? You're right, it's 9. 2, take away 1 is what? 19. Did you guys get that answer? I hope you did. It is fun to regroup with pennies and dimes. All right, it's super fun. Okay, so now that we have practiced, let's move on to the next part of our lesson. So right now, I would like you to get out your 100s chart. Okay, remember our 100s chart is on our name tag that was on our desk. Okay, so pause this video and get that out right now. All right, so now that you've gotten that out, this is what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to put your finger, one finger, on 30, okay? And I want you to move forward 7. What does your finger land on? Okay, so right, you landed on 37. So now that you're on 37, I want you to move backwards 3 from 37. What number do you land on? You guys are right. It is 34. Great job. So now let's try it again. I like doing this, okay? I want you to now put your finger on the number 65. Remember, this is a new one. So put your finger on 65. I want you to move forward 10. What finger or what number did your finger land on? You guys are right. It landed on 75. All right, so now that you're on 75, I want you to move backwards 2. What number did your finger land on? Awesome. It was on 73. Okay, I have one more for you, all right? This is a new one. I want you to start at number 18, okay? And I want you to move forward 5. What number did your finger land on? Right, it landed on 23. Now I want you to move backwards 5. What number did your finger land on now? And you guys are right. It was on 18 again. Great job. So I have a problem here for you, and I want you to look at it very carefully, okay? Here's my problem. 37 take away 2 plus 20. Yikes. That is kind of a lot, isn't it? There's 3 numbers that we have in there, and then we have the subtraction sign and the addition sign. Yikes. Whew. What do you guys think we should do to solve this problem? It's kind of hard, isn't it? Well, I'm going to show you guys how to solve this problem. Remember before when we had your 100s chart out and I was telling you to move forward and then move backwards? That's kind of what we're going to do with this problem, okay? So I'm going to show you how to. So for this, you see, I am going to start with the number 37, okay? Because it is on the left side. And when you solve 3-digit numbers like this with a subtraction and an addition sign in this problem, you always want to start at the left, okay? So we're going to take 37 and subtract 2. We can do that mentally in our head. We don't even have to look at the 100s chart to do this. So 37 take away 2, let's see, 36, 35. It is 35, okay? And I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to put a square around it, like that, because that's the first one that we have to subtract. And I'm going to make a little arrow like this. And I'm going to write the number 35. Okay? Then, this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take the plus sign and the number 20, and I'm going to write it down here like this. And then I'm going to put the equal sign in there as well. Okay? So now, all we have to do is take 35 and add 20 to it. So, I'm going to solve this mentally, okay? So, let's see. 35 plus 20. I know that 20 is 2 tens, so I just have to add 2 tens to 35, right? So, 35, 45, 55. The answer is 55. Do you see how I got that, friends? Isn't that super cool? We added up 3 numbers. And in those 3 numbers, we had a subtraction sign and an addition sign. Isn't that cool? So now that we figured out one, I'm going to do another one for you so that way you guys can understand it, okay? I'm going to get it ready for you right now. Okay, so here is my equation. 18 plus 20, subtract 3. So what is the first thing that we should do? Remember, with 3 numbers like this with an addition and subtraction sign, you always start with the number that's to the left first, okay? So you're going to take 18 plus 20. I am going to square that up because we're going to write that answer right down here. So what is 18? Okay, so I know that 20 is 2 tens, so all I have to do is add 2 tens to 18, okay? So let's see, what is it? If I do it mentally, 18, 28, 38, okay? So the answer is 38, okay? And if you guys want, you can use your 100s chart to help you with this, okay? Like I said, I don't have a 100s chart, so you guys do, so that will help you. I'm doing it mentally, and remember, when you can do it mentally, it is so much easier when you do it, when you practice it a lot. You have to practice it a lot to get to solve stuff mentally, okay? All right, so now that I have 38, what do I have to do next? Right, I have to take the next part of my sentence, my number sentence here. I have to take the subtraction sign and the 3 and the equal sign down below to finish this up. So 38, take away 3 is what? Now if I solve this mentally, I just have to count backwards by 3 from 38. Okay, so 38, 37, 36, 35. My answer is 5. Yay! I got it! Isn't that cool? All right, so now that I've showed you how to do 2, it is now your turn. Right now, I would like you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to write this number sentence, okay? 65 subtract 20 plus 3 equals. Okay, and you're going to solve this by yourselves. And if you need the 100s chart to help you, I encourage you to do that, okay? And if you decide you're going to try to do it mentally, you can try it mentally, but then I encourage you to check your answer with your 100s chart, okay? So pause this video, get this on your piece of paper, 65 subtract 20 plus 3 equals. Solve that number sentence and then come back on and we'll do it together, okay? All right. So now that you have paused it and you've gotten the answer, let's do this together. Let's see if we got it right. So the first thing we do when solving a number sentence like this with a subtraction and addition sign in it, we always start with this number first, this number to the left. So I'm going to square it up so that way we know 65 take away 20 is. So if I mentally solve it in my head, I know I have to take away 2 tens. So 65, 55, 45. So there it is, 45, okay? Hopefully you got that when you solved it mentally, and if you didn't solve it mentally, you use your 100s chart. Hopefully you got 45. All right, so now we take the second part of our number sentence down and write it down here. 45 plus 3 equals. So if I solve this mentally, 45, 46, 47, 48. The answer is 8. Did you guys get that answer? I hope you did. Isn't that super cool? You just learned how to solve a number sentence with a subtraction sign and an addition sign in it. Yay! Great! So now it's time to move on to our homework. Okay? You are going to do page 523, 524, 525, and 526. Okay? For page 423 and 424, you do not need to do number 10 because we kind of already talked about that. It said explain how to regroup to subtract 63 and 59. Okay, so we don't need to do that one. And you do not need to do number 25, 26, and 27 because we haven't talked about that yet. Okay? And what you're going to do on this page is you're going to regroup using money. So I encourage you to use your money to help you regroup if you need it. Okay? All right. So, and then on page 200 or 525 and 526, you're going to do what we just started doing, or we just got done learning. Okay? You are going to subtract a number sentence that has 3 numbers in it, and a subtraction and an addition sign. And you have to put the square in and then write the answer down below. Okay? And remember, when you do this, you always start with what number? The number that's on the left, and then you move across it, right? Okay? And you do not need to do number 7. And you can do number 15. You can make up your own problem and then solve it. Isn't that super cool? All right. So, hope you guys had fun with this lesson. You can ask your parents for help if you need to because, they are smart too. Or you can contact me and ask me for help. You can email me, comment down below. Now I want you to pause this video and come back on tomorrow to the next part of our lesson. Bye, friends. Hey, everyone. Happy Thursday. So, we are going to do something super cool. It's totally new. You've never done this before in math today. But before we move on, we need to review some things, okay? We need to review how to find the missing number, okay? So I have some facts on my board here, and let's figure out what the missing number is. All right. Here's my first one. It is 5 plus blank equals 7. What is that missing number? What could you do to find this missing number right here? We could go through some facts, right? We could look at the fact family to see if we can solve it. We can subtract 7 minus 5 because remember, with addition, the sum is the whole, and then the 2 add-ins are the parts. Okay? So, let's see here. I am going to subtract to find this number. Okay? 7 minus 5 is actually equal to 2. So, 2 is my missing number. 5 plus 2 equals 7. All right, and it is right. Okay, what's the missing number to this one? 7 subtract 4. Let's have you guys do it. What is it? You guys are right. It is 3. How about this one? Blank plus 1 equals 10. Oh, you guys just know that one because that is addition, right? It is 9. All right. Blank minus 5 equals 5. Oh my goodness, super easy. Because if we add 5 plus 5, that's a doubles fact, and that equals 10. So 10 minus 5 equals 5. You guys are so smart. So that's what we're going to have to do today. We have to find some missing numbers, but we're going to do it a little differently, okay? So now, as I said, we're going to do it different. I'm going to show you something on my board here. So right here, I have like a balance beam, okay? Over here on this side, I have 5 cubes. So I'm going to write a 5 up here. And over here, I have 3 cubes. Okay? How could I balance out this pan? Because 5 and 3 are not balancing it out. What can I do? All right, I could take away 2 of these, and then it is 3, so that way it's balanced. So there's 3 on this side or 3 on this side. Or, let me move this back up here, or I can add 2 of these cubes over here and make this a 5. So that way it's balanced. I have 5 on this side and 5 on that side. Okay? There's many ways that you can balance them out, right? Those are 2 ways. So to balance the pan, we had to make sure that both sides are equal and they have the same number of cubes, right? So that's what we're going to do today, okay? We have to make sure that there is the same number on both sides of a number sentence today, okay? So I have an equation here that is 7 take away blank equals 5. So to find this missing number, I put 7 cubes on the left side of the pan, and then I put 5 cubes on the right side of the pan. Okay? So, if we look at my number sentence, it has a subtraction sign. So to find the missing number, here, what do I have to do to make my pan equal? Because I have to subtract. So, this is what I have to do. I can take 2 of these away. And how many are left in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now my pan is equal, right? So, what do you think that missing number is? Remember, I took 2 away, so what's the answer? You're right. It is 2. Isn't that super cool how we did that? We used a balanced pan to solve the answer. Isn't that cool? That's a new strategy that we can use to solve facts. Yay, isn't that awesome? So, now I want to show you guys something, and I don't want you to get scared, okay? Here it goes. This is my problem. 15 take away 9 equals 3 plus blank. It looks a little scary, doesn't it? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I want you guys to imagine that this is a balance beam, okay? Kind of like this one. It's a balance beam. This equals part is the same thing as down here. See? This has to, each side has to equal the same number to balance them out, okay? So, I'm going to draw a little line down below like this, so that way I know that this side has to equal the same as this side, okay? So, we are trying to figure out what this number is, so I'm not going to start on this side. I'm going to start on this side to try to balance out the other side, okay? To figure out what that number is so I can balance it out, okay? So, 15 take away 9. What is that? I'm going to go like this and draw a line underneath it so I know that that's what I'm going to start with. And I'm going to put a little arrow down below. 15 minus 9 is actually 6. Okay? And I'm going to put an equal sign because remember, we have to figure out what number over here on this side equals the same as 6, okay? So I have a 3 plus question mark. So I'm going to bring this down, and we need to figure it out. Now that doesn't look so scary, does it? Blank plus 3 equals 6. That's what we have to figure out. Okay. What is it? So what is blank plus 3 equals 6? Well, that's easy, isn't it? We know a doubles fact, don't we? We do. What is the doubles fact? You guys are right. 3 plus 3. So let's erase that and let's see. What does 3 plus 3 equal? I'm going to write a line underneath and put it down. And 3 plus 3 equals 6. So now, is our scale balanced out? 6 is equal to 6? You guys are right. Okay, so now let's do it on our balance scale to check our answer, okay? Okay, so now I wrote it in our scale and I have my cubes here. Okay, so 15 take away 9, which we found out was what? It was 6. So I'm going to take away 9 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have now 6. So now it looks a little easy, right? So I have 3 on this side and 6 on this side. And I know I have to add to this one to make it equal to 6, right? So what number would I add? You guys are right. It's 3. So now it's even out. I have 6 on this side and 6 on that side. Yay! Now, I'm going to do another one because I really don't want to let you guys do one by yourself just yet, okay? Okay, so here's my next equation. I want you guys to get out a piece of paper and write this with me and follow the steps with me, okay? So here's the equation. 8 plus 5 equals question mark plus 3. Write that down exactly how I have it right now. All right, so now that you have that, this is what we're going to do, okay? We need to remember that on this side, we're going to have our balance beam, right? So on this side has to equal the same as this side, right? So we need to figure out what 8 plus 5 is because we can't figure out this one yet because we need to find that missing number, right? So 8 plus 5 is what, friends? You guys are right. It is 13. Now draw a line like this and a little arrow like that. So that way you know that it is 13. Okay, I'm going to put a little equal sign down here. And then I'm going to write the rest. You guys do the same with me because we need to figure that out. So 13 equals blank plus 3. Or I should say it the other way. 3 plus blank equals 13, right? So we need to figure out what that missing number is, okay? So, what should we do? I think we're going to have it down below here, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13, and then I have 3, right? So, what number added to 3 is equal to 13? You guys are right. It's 10. So let's see. 10. Let's add 10 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if it equals 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13 on this side and 13 on this side. So is 13 equal to 13? That's right, we balance the side. Yay! I hope you guys had that all written out and were following along with me, because now I'm going to have you do one by yourself. Okay? So, this is the equation that I want you to write down on your piece of paper and to solve by yourself. Here. 11 take away 6 is equal to 2 plus question mark. Okay? I want you to pause this video and solve that problem by yourselves. Okay? All right, so now that you have paused the video and found the answer, let's do this together. Okay? Here. So I need to make sure that they're balanced on both sides. So first, since I don't know what this is, I have to start over here on this side. So 11 take away 6 is what? 5. Did you guys get that? Make sure you're writing it just like how I am. Okay? So, it's 5. And so I need to put the equal sign because 2 plus question mark equals 5. Right? So, that's super easy. We know what number that is. Right? Does 3 plus 2 equal 5? It does. 3 plus 2 equals 5. All right, so we bounce out on both sides. I hope you guys have it written exactly how I have it, okay? So, now, let's see here. Now that we have practiced balancing out problems, we're going to move on to the next part of our lesson. That was kind of hard, wasn't it? It was, yeah. So I'm going to get things ready for the next part of our lesson. Okay, so this is what we're going to do first. All right, I have two equations on my board, and we need to figure out the sign that goes in the middle. Okay, so it is 6 and 4 equals 2. What sign do I have to put in there to have this number sentence make sense? You're right, it's a subtraction sign because 6 take away 4 equals 2. Now what's the sign that I have to put in here? Is it addition or subtraction? 7, 2 equals 9. You're right. It is the addition side because 7 take away 2 is 5. 7 plus 2 equals 9. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do today. We have to figure out what sign goes in the middle. Is it either addition or subtraction? And we have to do this by guessing and testing it out. Remember, we kind of did that already. We had to guess what it is and then try it out to see if we got it right. Yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Okay, but this time we're using 3 numbers and we have to use an addition and subtraction sign in it. I know, right? Okay, so I'm going to model how to do this first. Okay, so here's I have 9 and 8 and 4 equals 13. So I have to guess what sign goes in there. I'm going to try out 2 addition signs first. So here is my guess. Guess number 1. 9 plus 8 plus 4 equals and I'm going to try it out, okay? So, when we do three numbers like this, we always start with the left. So, 9 plus 8 equals what? I know it's 17. And then I bring down the next part. 17 plus 4 equals what? 21. But I need it to be 13, don't I? So, putting two addition signs in here does not work. That was my first one. Okay. Now, I'm going to do another guess. Guess number 2. I think this time I'm going to write an addition sign right here between the 9 and the 8, and then a subtraction sign at the behind the 4. So let's see if my guess is right with those two signs. So last time 9 plus 8 equals 17. Take away 4. Let's see here. So I brought that part down. 17 take away 4 is it's 13. And what number did I have to get? 13. My guess number 2 was right. So this is the one that I have in here. I have to put a plus sign right here and a subtraction sign right there to make it equal 13. Yay! I got it! Okay, so now I'm going to do another one with you guys, okay? All right, so let me get this ready. Okay, so here's my problem. 17 and 10 and 2 equals 9, okay? So here is my first guess. Okay, guess number 1. I'm going to try to put 2 subtraction signs in there. Let's see, 17 subtract 10 subtract 2. Let's see if that is right. Okay, so I first start off with these two numbers. 17 take away 10 is what? It is 7. Oh. But 7 take away 2 is 5. Is that right? My answer I'm supposed to get is not 5. It's supposed to be 9. Okay. So guess number 1 didn't work. So now I'm going to try guess number 2. So this time I'm going to do addition signs on both sides. Let's see if that gets it right. So 17 plus 10 is, whoops, I forgot a step. Square that off, and then I'm going to write the answer down below. 17 plus 10 is 27. And 27, I'm bringing this part down here. 27 plus 2 is 29. Yikes. I'm not supposed to get 29. I'm supposed to get 9. Well, that guess didn't work. Let me try another guess. Yikes. 3 guesses this time. I'm off on my game, guys. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to this time put an addition sign right here, but then I'm going to put a subtraction sign between the 2 and the 10. Let's see if that gets it right. So I'm going to square this. 17 plus 10, as last time, was 27. And I'm going to bring this part down here. 27 take away 2 is, my goodness, I'm still off. 27 take away 2 is 25. And I'm supposed to get number 9. All right. I'm going to try something a little different now. Okay. So, I've tried doing 2 subtraction signs. I tried doing 2 addition signs. I've tried an addition sign first, then a subtraction sign. My next guess is a subtraction sign first, and then an addition sign. Let's see if I can get this one now. I'm going to do this one first. 17 take away 10 is 7. Adding 2 down here, which 7 plus 2 equals 9. I finally got it. My fourth guess. I got it right. We're going to put a subtraction sign here and an addition sign there to equal it to be 9. Whew. Those were a lot of guesses, wasn't it? And when I did my guesses, I made sure I tried something new each time. A guess and a test, didn't I? Okay, so now I'm going to have you guys do it. Okay? So right now, I want you to get out a piece of paper, and this is what you're going to write. Okay? You're going to write 8, a little circle, 5, and a little circle, and 3 equals 10. Okay? So I want you to do your guesses and test it out. And then once you're done, once you found out what signs you need to put in there, come back on and we'll do it together. Okay? So pause this right now and figure out that problem. All right. So now that you have solved it, now let's do it with me. This is going to be my first guess, okay? Guess number 1. I'm going to put 2 addition signs in there. I'm going to see if that equals 10. Seems like it would. So let's see. I'm going to start with these 2 first. 8 plus 5 is what? All right, 13. 3, and so then we're going to take the 3 down, and we're going to add that. 13 plus 3 is what? You guys are right. 16. Definitely not the right guess. All right. Here's guess number 2 for me. Let's see. I'm going to now, I'm going to take away. I'm going to put 2 subtraction signs in there. Let's see if that is right. Okay. Because I was too high on this one, wasn't I? It does not equal 10. Okay. So I'm going to do this one first. 8 take away 5 is 3. Oh, yikes. I know that's right. Not right away. 3 take away 3 is 0. Definitely not right. So now I know I have to use a subtraction sign and an addition sign for guess 3. Let's see. I'm going to do a subtraction sign first, and then an addition sign for the next part. Okay, so let's see. We know that 8 take away 5 is 3, but 3 plus 3, I still didn't get it. 3 plus 3 is 6, not 10. So now, my guess number 1, I had 2 additions. And my guess number 2, I had 2 subtraction signs. And then guess number 3, I had a subtraction sign and then an addition sign. So now, for guess number 4, let's see. I got to do something different from what I did before. I think I'm going to do an addition sign first and then a subtraction sign. Let's see if I can get that now. 8 plus 5 is 13, right? Now I got to bring the next part of my equation down. 3. 13 take away 3 is 10. 10 plus 10. I got it. So my answer to figuring out the signs is a plus sign and then a subtraction sign between the 5 and the 3. Isn't that super cool? That's kind of cool how we did that, isn't it? Okay, so now that you have practiced, now it's time for homework. Yay! we are going to do page 529, 530, 531, and 532. Okay? So, for page 529 and 530, you do not need to do number 5. Okay? I am going to have you do the critical thinking though, okay? It says write 2 different numbers to make each number sentence true. So, you just have to put in a number for those 2 shapes on 12 and 2 shapes on 13 to make them equal to each other, okay? And you are going to try to make the equations equal to each other by finding the missing number, okay? And if you need to go back and look, I suggest that you go back and look at this lesson, okay? Because this was kind of hard. Or ask your parents for help because they're smart. They're really smart, okay? So now on page 531 and 532, you're going to do what we've been doing. You are going to make your guesses and see what the missing signs are, okay? And you will definitely need to have an extra piece of paper to do your guesses because there's no room on the sheet for your guesses, okay? And you know what? You do not need to do number 7, but you definitely need to do number 19. You guys can do that, okay? So good luck with these 2 sheets. Like I said, if you need to look back at this lesson, please do so because these were 2 tough lessons. They were, okay? So now I want you to pause this video and come back on tomorrow to do the very last lesson. Hi, friends. Okay, friends, happy Friday. Today is our very last math lesson, and guess what? It's your favorite. It's problem solving. Yeah, so exciting. Okay, so we need to go over what are the 4 steps of solving a math problem. You're right. It's read, plan, write, and check. Okay? So I have a math problem for you here, and I'm going to solve it, and then you're going to solve one, okay? So here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to read it to you first because that is our very first step. Ready? Wanda has 21 posters. She puts up 3 posters on Monday and 4 posters up on Tuesday. How many posters does Wanda still need to put up? Oh, yikes. That's kind of like a 2-parter, isn't it? So, I know that we need to find the missing numbers. So, we need to first add up the posters that she did on Monday and Tuesday, and then find the missing number to equal 21 posters. Okay? So now that I've figured out my plan, we need to write it out. So here we go. On Monday, she put up 3 posters. Then on Tuesday, she put up 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7. And how much was her total? It was 21, right? All right, 21 over here. So 7 plus blank equals 21. So what can I do to solve this problem? I know. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of our strategies that we did. I am going to try to find a related subtraction fact to this one. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 21 up top because that's our whole. And I'm going to take away 7. So, oh my goodness, guys. Look. I actually have to regroup. Let's see here. To regroup, I have to take 1 away. And then I'm going to take the 1 off of here and write 11. So 11 take away 7 is what? 4. 1 take away 0 is 1. My missing number is 14. 7 plus 14 equals 21. Okay. She still needs to put 14 more posters up. So now, this is what I'm going to do. I have to check my answer. I'm going to actually use my cubes, okay? And I am going to take away some, okay? So, let's see here. I have my cubes that represents her posters, and I need 21 of them. Let's count them to make sure I have them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have 21 cubes. So she put 3 up on Monday, so I'm going to take 3 away. And then I'm going to take 4 away. Okay, because that was for Tuesday. And let's see how many I have left. Let's see if it's 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yay! I got it! Woohoo! Okay, so guess what? Now it's your turn. All right? Here is your math problem. Yeah! Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Okay. Ty sees 17, what are they? I'm going to call them those little blower things for your birthday. Then he sees 32 more. Oh, okay. Bo sees 25 of those blower things for your birthday. How many more blower things for your birthday does Ty see than Bo? Okay. So, now that I have read it to you, I need you to get out your piece of paper. Okay? So pause this video, get out a piece of paper, and figure out a plan and write it down. Okay? I'm going to repeat the numbers to you one last time. Ty sees 17, and then he sees 32 more. Bo sees 25. How many more blower thingies does Ty see than Bo? Okay. All right. So get your plan out there and write it down. So pause this video, get your plan written down. Okay, and then come back on, and I'm going to check to see if you guys got the same plan as I do. Okay. All right. So now that you have your plan, this is what I think I'm going to do, okay? So first I need to add up what Ty sees, okay? That's the first thing I need to do. So first he's 17, and then he saw 32. So whatever that answer is, okay? And then I need to subtract whatever this answer is to what Bo has seen, okay? So that's my plan, and hopefully you guys got the same plan as I do. Now I want you to finish, okay? Write it out, get an answer, okay? And then come back on. I'm going to figure out the answer with you guys, and then we're going to check it, okay? All right. So pause this video right now and get that done. All right. So now that you have figured out an answer, and like I said, we're going to check it together. Now, let's do this together, okay? Okay, so this is what Ty sees. You write that down, Ty. Okay, so 7 plus 2, because remember we always start with the 1. 7 plus 2 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. So altogether he saw 49. So now I'm going to subtract what Bo has seen from 49. So right up here, 49. Take away, how many did Bo see? He saw 25. Whoops, not adding, subtracting. 9 take away 5 is what? 4. 4 take away 2 is 2. So, here is my answer. Ty sees 24 more of those blowy thingies for your birthday than Bo. So friends, now it's time to check our answer. All right, I'm going to have you guys check your answer. Remember, we can check our answer by writing it out, acting it out, or using one of our other strategies to figure it out, okay? So I want you to pause this video, check your answer, then come back on, and then I'm going to show you how I checked the answer, okay? Okay, friends, so this is how I'm going to check our answer, or my answer, okay? So do you remember when we took the two parts together and made sure it equals the whole? Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 24 plus 25 and see if it equals 49 to see if my answer is correct. So let's see. 5 plus 4 is 9, and 2 plus 2 is 4. Yay! Isn't that awesome? We got it correct. Yay! Okay, so now that we have practiced, we are going to move on to solving more problems, okay? So here's my problem. May has 27 shells. Her dad buys her 12 more. Then May looks at all her shells and throws away 8 broken ones. How many shells does May have now? Okay, so I want you to pause this video and figure out a plan. Then come back on and I'm going to tell you my plan. All right, so this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, once I add up 27 and 12, I'm going to take away 8. All right? Was that your plan? I hope so. All right, so now I want you to pause this video and let's write it out. And if you have solved it, let's move on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add 27 and 12. It's hard to add 27 and 12 this way, so I'm going to do it like this. A little bit easier, so that way my 1s are together and my 10s are together, okay? So 7 plus 2 is 9, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So 39 is the answer, and now I'm going to bring this part down here. Take away 8 equals, let's see, 39 take away 8 is 31. Hopefully you guys got 31. So now I want you to check your answer. I want you to check it by either acting it out, writing it out, or using another strategy to figure it out, okay? So pause this video right now and check your answer. All right, so now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to not act it out. I'm not going to draw it out. I am going to use another strategy, okay? So this is what I am going to do. I am going to take this number and I'm going to take the two parts to this problem and make it into an addition problem. So that way I'm adding up the two parts together to see if it equals the whole. So 8 plus 1 is 9. And 3 plus 0 is 3. 39. I got it. Yay! Isn't that awesome? Okay, so now that we have solved several math problems together, guess what? Your sheets are our oversolving math problems, okay? So you're going to do page 533 and 534, okay? And you guys are going to do all the problems, and you guys are going to solve them by doing the read, plan, write, and check. And if you need another piece of paper to solve these, I suggest you use another piece of paper because there's not a lot of room on this one, okay? So you're going to kind of do what we did before. You're going to add them together and then see which person has fewer or which person has more, or if they need more, whatever they need. And you're going to, like I said, you're going to do all the problems and make sure you check your answer as well, okay? And then on page 535 and 536, there is more problem solving, okay? And you see there's that little bunny up there, and he has the little strategy files. So you can choose an operation, you can guess and test your answer, and then you can use more than one step, okay? And then he also has use a graph, or you can choose an operation again on the other page. So yeah, on page 535 and 536, you're going to do all of them as well, okay? This was our last math lesson on your template. I hope you guys enjoyed doing math with me, because I sure did with you. And I decided that I'm going to continue to do some of these math worksheets in the summertime, so that you didn't throw your math book away. Because like I said, I'm going to try to do some of those in there. I am also going to try to do some science videos. I may throw in a writing video here or there. I may do a reading one. But I'm just going to do maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and they're not going to be this long. All right? So please check out the YouTube video throughout the summer. And if you want to do some math worksheets with me, just a science experiment with me, do a writing activity with me, whatever I'm doing that day, please come on and do it. All right? I miss you guys so much. Hope you guys have a fantastic summer. Bye, friends.